I do not own the movie Twister, and yet I own The Happening. What am I doing with my life? Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today's movie in the middle is Twisters. Twisters is the follow-up to the whirlwind environmental thriller following weather tracker Kate Cooper as she assists the company's Stormpar in studying tornadoes and the ability to stop them. It stars Daisy Edgar-Jones, Glen Powell, Anthony Ramos, and David Cornsweet. I lost my other hat, and I'm sad about it.
You haven't found your hat yet, have you?
No! So I really love the first movie, Twister. I think it's one of those that is an environmental disaster movie that actually has a good reputation. You know, a lot of them end up kind of being this bad Sci-Fi Channel visual effects sort of deal, but I think that one has a really good reputation, and unfortunately a lot of the people who are in it have actually died since then, you know, like Bill Paxton and Philip Seymour Hoffman, but it actually had a really, really huge cast. It was a really great movie, and it had so many cool elements to it, a lot of visual effects that were still hold up today. When they announced that they were doing another one, I thought, okay, just maybe is it a cash grab? I don't know, we'll see. Actually, it was really good. So first off, starting with the highs, it's so much fun. This movie is just a really fun ride. Obviously, the visuals and the sound, especially all coming together, you should definitely see this in IMAX. It just creates just a thrilling experience. And the last, like, big climax of the movie, where that actually takes place, was very surreal. But of course, the really fun parts about this movie and the one before it are the different groups of people who come after competing to chase the tornadoes and the different kinds of people and what their motivations are for it. And specifically in this one, it's Glen Powell's group, obviously, because of him. And then all of them, they're wild, they're crazy, they're YouTube sensations. So basically, all they do is rev trucks, blast music, and go out and shoot fireworks into tornadoes. I know. Listen, I'm not a country guy, but between this movie and finally listening to a bar song in full for the first time this week, everybody at the bar getting tipsy, I'm about ready to go to a rodeo myself. Now, of course, Glen Powell, the new, super wanted guy because he's just so cool. In this movie, same exact thing. He's just so cool, he's just so much fun, but of course, he wouldn't be half as good if it wasn't for Daisy Edgar-Jones on the other side of him. Individually, they're both just incredible actors. They're so much fun. They're so great. They're really, really great at what they do. But put together in this movie, their dynamic was just so... It's fun. I don't know what else to say. I mean, they're kind of ragging on each other the whole time. They're having this flirty, sort of witty with each other, but at the same time, they're able to be serious and get really down to the emotion when they need to, when it comes to those serious moments. Both sides of it was just really great because you have Daisy Edgar-Jones, who, let's be honest, has like sad girl eyes and this sad girl demeanor, and then Glen Powell is just like, woo, yeehaw! But the cool part is that, then they come together and they kind of bring each other to the other side. You see the serious parts of Glen Powell's character, and you see the lightheartedness of Daisy Edgar-Jones' character. So they just together, they were really great. That kind of playfulness is always a good time, and obviously Glen Powell is just out here having the time of his life for the last, year and a half, 2 years. But I think the best part of this movie, honestly, was the story. It was so simple, but just every story beat was just right. It was so well written. You know me. I love when things come full circle, and every single thing in this movie comes full circle. It comes all the way back around. The character arcs, the themes, the plot, every single thing. And everything that I thought might happen didn't, and it was better for it. They just did such a good job in the writing of this script that it all came together to just make this incredible story that is just about community and money and determination and doing the right thing. And they put all this in a movie about freaking tornadoes. And that's not a shock to me because this is directed by Lee Isaac Chung, who did Minari. And, that is sort of the same, in a way, sort of the same, because it's about a small community and a small emotional story about a family trying to make it in the midst of a lot of disasters. So this is, sort of the same realm of stuff on a bigger scale. And, to be able to take that and put that time and the emotion and the story into something with such a big scope, you're gonna get a really, really good movie. And I also appreciate that it wasn't really just like a nostalgia bait cash grab. Aside from like one reference from the first one, they actually could have just not even put Twister on the title, and it would have been its own separate thing. Like, yeah, it would have been about tornadoes still, but it could have been entirely its own separate story, own separate characters. They just did a really good job of making this movie that was simultaneously so fun, but also so emotional, and it is emotional and very shocking. You know, I would have thought going into a movie that says Twisters and it's about tornadoes and people, you know, spun up in tornadoes, I probably wouldn't have thought I would have been so shocked at the fact that people died, but a lot of people died. And not in all the ways that you would expect, too. And it was shocking every time. So overall, I really like Twisters way more than I expected I was going to. I honestly wasn't going to see it. I wasn't even going to do a review on it. I was maybe going to see it when it came out on streaming. But then when one of my friends said, well, if you're going to see it, you may as well go see an IMAX for the, you know, all the visual stuff and the audio. And I was like, you know what? All right, I'll do that. What I did not expect was to be caught up in the story and the characters themselves. They just, again, it's very simply done. You know, it's not like anything super revolutionary. It was just really, really well done. And I really couldn't find anything I didn't like about it. I'm going to give Twisters a 4 out of 4, making it my next top shelf movie. Well, guys, let me know what you thought of Twisters in the comments below. Is it better than the first one? You know, because I honestly think this is one of those... I don't know what it is about Glen Powell, but he takes these movies that are older, and you're like, you shouldn't add on to it. You shouldn't add a sequel or redo it. And he does. But it really stands up, it holds up, and might be better than the original. So let me know what you guys think. And as always, keep your hopes high, your comments low, And as always, keep your hopes high, your stress low, and movies right in the middle. I'll see you guys later.